Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is not a print hello world in Python kind of a video. This is kind of a deep dive. This video is perfect for someone who already know how to program or who knows Python but just want to brush up their skills or they're preparing for the Python interview. This is going to be the first video in the series Ace Those Python Interviews. To be specific, in this series we will cover more advanced topics in the Python such as how does Python actually runs under the hood? What is async IO? What is concurrency and parallelism? What are the Python design patterns that you should know about? And many more. Our next video in this series is going to be how Python runs under the hood. The agenda of this video is to cover some of the Python essentials, learn the philosophy of Python, what are some powerful features in Python, what are the features that's uniquely present in Python, and what's next in this particular series. So let's move on to essentials. So these are some of the Python essentials that we'll cover in this video: data structures, comprehensions, function and lambdas, along with the classes and data classes. So let's dive into the code. So let's dive into data structure and their mutability. So there are two types of data structures. One is mutable, the other one is mutable. Immutable data structure cannot be modified at the runtime. For example, if you have a string which says hello, and if you try to modify its index character, it will throw an error saying str object does not support atom assignment. Similarly, we have the tuples as a mutable object. We cannot modify tuple 0 to this. This will also return the type error saying tuple object does not support atom assignment. The next thing is mutable. List, set, dictionary, byte arrays. These are some of the mutable data types in Python. For example, if you have an array 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you can easily replace the value in this particular array. For example, array 0 can be modified. Tuple data type is a little bit interesting. As we know, it is immutable, but it can contain the mutable data type in itself. So for example, this particular tuple contains a string and a list. So we know list is mutable data type, which can be modified. So this gives the flexibility of modifying the tuple also, right? So I cannot modify directly the tuple, but I can modify the data inside tuple, which is allowed. If you find this video helpful, give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel so that you never miss an upcoming video in the series. Next topic is type hinting. So you can add the type hinting in the functions, and when you try to pass any different type argument to the function, you will get a exception at the compile time. But typing is not enforced at the runtime. It will help with the code readability and more like the syntax errors. Next thing you should know about is comprehensions. Comprehension is a strong topic in Python, which is not only faster but also cleaner. You can write the same amount of code using comprehension, which is way more cleaner and readable. So for example, if I want to calculate the square of numbers from 1 to 5, I can write the comprehensions list comprehension saying x square for x in range 5. Next, we'll discuss about functions and lambdas in Python. So you can define a standard function using that, and you can define any logic inside the function, and you can give it a name and pass any number of arguments. So this is a standard function definition. Now Python also supports lambdas. So you can define the same function using lambda as way more cleaner and in short. So we have classes and data classes. So data classes are more compact way of creating classes because it comes with the predefined under methods. For example, init, you don't have to write init for this particular data class because it already initializes it. So this is the powerful thing about data classes. You can read out the documentation of how does it do it. So it adds dunder methods based on field defined in the class. So for example, it defines the init and wrapper by itself. Optionally, it also defines the hash method. So next thing is generator and decorators. So why generators are useful? As we can see in today's world, number of AI application are designed to stream the data. That's where the generator comes helpful. So generator does not return you the entire data, but it yields values one by one. You can request values using next function. So for example, when you are defining a function, say hello, you can apply this particular decorator so that it performs the before and after task. The next best thing Python has is chaining context managers. So you might have already seen this with keyword while opening files and doing any file operations. This is what a context manager does. You don't have to explicitly close the file because context manager handles that for you. You can also chain those context manager. Here I am opening two files, file 1 and file 2, and trying to read the data and merging that data at the same time. Next concept you should know about in Python is async IO. Although we'll have a separate video in depth in this particular topic, but This is just to give you a glimpse what is async IO. You can define the async method using async def. Then you can use await for the function. Those are coroutines. Coroutine is nothing but something which is going to be completed in the future. Be aware of this, that await keyword is only allowed inside the async methods. Powerful features. Descriptors, async IO, and decorators are some of the powerful features defined in Python programming language. We'll explore async IO and decorators in upcoming videos, but descriptor, let's take a look. So you can use descriptor for the dynamic lookups. For example, if I have defined a class saying directory size, I can write a get method out of it. And then I can define this particular size class variable as a descriptor instance. And I will initialize a normal init method, regular instance attribute. So when I try to find the number of files in the directory using this particular descriptor, I can dynamically calculate this particular size. For example, if I initialize two variables saying directory for songs and directory for games, if I do s.size, it will return me 20, and g.size, it will return me 3. So idea of the descriptor is it does not simply return the value, it calculates at the runtime using this particular get method. Coming next. So here is the glimpse of what's coming up next in this particular video series. So we'll explore on the topics: how does Python runs under the hood, how Python creates the bytecode AST, and how does Python manages the memory. We'll also dive deeper into the concurrency with async IO. We will also see design patterns in Pythonic way. And then we will also explore the topics, advanced topics for decorator, descriptors, and meta classes. We will also do a advanced testing and debugging production code guide, so that how one should be writing Python production code and how one should be considering that code is debuggable easily. If you find this video helpful, give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel so that you never miss an upcoming video in the series. If you would like any other topic to be covered in more detail, comment down below. Our next video in this series is going to be how Python runs under the hood. How does Python code gets converted into the bytecode, and how does Python handles memory. So stay tuned for the next videos. Subscribe to the channel to never miss an update. Until next time, happy coding, peace out.